So I'm going to do a shameless plug. So this is Precision Oncology Ireland, which I'll talk about in a minute. So first of all, cancer researchers aren't immune to cancer. 1 in 2 people in Ireland, across economically developed regions of the world, are projected to get cancer during their lifetime. But the important thing to note is that a huge amount of work has taken place in terms of understanding the causes of cancer, but also how we can actually tackle it in terms of diagnosis and therapies. I'm a good example of that, pretty much every single family in Ireland is affected by cancer. My father died about just over 2 years ago from cancer, 10 days after his diagnosis. He came back from a holiday in Spain, and I think he joined a gym, and he passed a fitness test. And over a period of about a month or so, his belly started getting bigger, and he didn't understand what was going on. And at the time, I was at a cancer conference, which I normally go to every year in December in San Antonio, a breast cancer conference. And my sister, who is a nurse, she came back from London, and she almost immediately knew there's something major going on here. Now, unfortunately, my father spent 3 nights on a trolley in a hospital, which actually significantly impacted his last few moments with us in terms of his quality of life, which, is still an issue that we're faced with 100,000 people on trolleys a year. It's unacceptable that people have to actually experience that. He wanted to actually go home. He was diagnosed actually, I'm not sure, on the 7th of December, died 10 days later, oddly enough, on my daughter's birthday. I was born on his birthday, so it was kind of a bit odd. But what's interesting is that, there's other members of my family who have had cancer, but have actually overcome that in the sense they've had a successful outcome. So that, we've got different stories to tell here. So why did I get into cancer research? It's kind of by accident, to be honest. I came to science in UCD, and I just kind of was interested in biology, and then I had an opportunity to work with a guy called Joe Duffy. Now, it's not the radio Joe Duffy, it's a Joe Duffy in St. Vincent's Hospital, who was a biochemist there, and he's really pretty much an unsung hero in the cancer research world. His day job was a biochemist in the hospital analyzing clinical samples, and as a pastime, he did research. He wasn't paid to do research, he just did it as a pastime, and he's probably the most significant cancer researchers that Ireland has ever produced. Another unsung hero is Maya Cole. Many people have heard of Maya Cole. 1 or 2. She should be front and center, a bit like the Leonardo da Vinci of Ireland. Maya Cole carried out the first clinical trial of the drug which has saved more cancer patients' lives than any other drug, tamoxifen. A drug that probably people who have been affected by breast cancer would understand. She was she was born in Enniskillen, left generally due to the Troubles, went to work in Manchester, but she was one of the significant authors of a paper just about 50 years ago on that first clinical study with tamoxifen. One other hero I want to highlight is a guy called Denis Burkitt. Have people heard of Burkitt's lymphoma? Well, that's named after Denis Burkitt, an Irishman. Denis Burkitt went to study engineering. I can't remember, probably Trinity. I can't actually mention the Trinity word, sorry. Let's just scratch it out. But I think there are a few colleagues from Trinity here. We're friends with Trinity now. So the important thing to note about Denis was that he had essentially a religious conversion. He went to study engineering, and then he said, okay, halfway through he said, no, I don't want to do this. I want to devote my life to caring for people. So he actually transferred to medicine. And then he went to certain areas of the world which were economically deprived in certain regions of Africa, and he noticed that kids had a lot of bulges in their mouth caused to a tumor called lymphoma. And he went around studying that disease, and that's why it's called Burkitt's lymphoma. But he also carried out some of the key early chemotherapy trials in that context. So again, another unsung hero. Now, to a certain degree, I think Trinity have lauded that. They have a medal every year, an amazing medal presentation to a significant researcher. So in the last minute or two, I just wanted to talk about Precision Oncology Ireland. Shameless plug again, sorry. And the reason why Precision Oncology Ireland is very important to me is I'm an 80s child. So I used to watch the A-Team and wrestling and various other things, but the A-Team was my show. And I love what Hannibal used to say, I love it when a plan comes together. So this is an event, it's a bit like the A-Team, right? We have an A-Team, and I'm going to show you the A-Team at the end of the event. There's 4 people involved in the A-Team. But for cancer research to happen, you need an A-Team. You need people of all different backgrounds, computer scientists, people that aren't always front and center. You often see people up front and center, but there's people behind the scenes that actually have a big impact. One of the biggest revolutions in cancer treatment today is the field of cancer immunotherapy, where you actually try to re-excite the immune system against the cancer. That treatment would not be available unless there was basic research into understanding how immune cells interact with the body. The Nobel Prize was won a couple of years ago for those basic discoveries. Again, Precision Oncology Ireland is what we're trying to do here, is bring people, to cancer researchers across all different cancer types, working together under a common team-based approach. It's led out of UCD, but also involves other academic institutions, Trinity, Royal College of Surgeons, University College Cork, and Galway, as you see here, but also importantly, 6 cancer charities around Ireland working together from various different perspectives, and then 10 companies. So this is an amazing kind of exciting collaboration working together, but the job is not done. One of the things, my ambition before I end my career, is that we actually build an all-Ireland cancer research centre. That's my ambition. And that's why I'm going to focus the rest of my career on actually trying to deliver. And if anybody's ever interested in helping me with that, please contact me. Thanks.